EA Sports and the PGA Tour proudly present the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. From beautiful Pebble Beach, California, it's live second-round coverage of the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Well, let's face it, Mother Nature's just showing off this week. Pebble Beach, one of the crown jewels of American sport in all its glory, as we look at the Friday leaderboard. Our leader on this Friday is our featured golfer. He's got a two-shot advantage here to begin play.
First swing of the day, doesn't find the fairway, but the first cut is absolutely fine.
Second shot now from just a foot or two off the fairway. Well, he'll be disappointed with that, no doubt.
Yeah, swing didn't quite look right on that one.
This is a 13-footer. Oh, how about that for a little early round confidence? That is in for par here at the first. And he's going to hold on to that three-shot lead. Frank, interestingly, this hole number 2 plays as a par 4 for the U.S. Open. It is a par 5. It's absolutely gettable, and players must take advantage.
Certainly, Rich. Off that back tee, really you've got to grab a driver. I know there's bunkers left and right, but the decision is whether that tee shot finishes in the fairway, because if it does, you're going to have a crack at this par 5 and 2. If it doesn't, then you play the layup.
And that one too close to the edge, and it's going to wind up falling into the bunker. Second shot coming up. Let's check in for the first time with Nota Begay III.
Ball sitting in the far right-hand bunker here. Has some challenges, though. There is a ravine that cuts across about 50 yards short of the green, so got to decide if you want to try and carry it and go for the green or lay up short.
Okay, that's back into the fairway. Certainly didn't get all of that one, but the end result is a positive. Good chance at one.
Oh, just the strike, the sound of it. And the ball does the rest. Great shot.
Okay, no problems there. Finishing off a birdie at number 2. And after the 62 yesterday, he'll move to 1 under for his round. On to the 397-yard par 4 third, where some players drive it over the trees on the left to cut the dogleg, while others play it more conventionally. This is a pretty hole, the third, 397 yards, just a gentle dogleg to the left. And you do have the option, if you're longer, maybe you just take it up over those trees and cut the dogleg, leaving yourself very short shot in. Or you can play it out to the right, have a little bit more in, but still certainly with a good chance at birdie. That's a little better. Couple of missed fairways to start the round, but this one safely on the short grass here at the third. We'll remind you that coming up next week, we move from the serenity of the Pacific Ocean here at Pebble Beach to a scene that will be anything but calm. That is the Waste Management Phoenix Open down at TPC Scottsdale. Frank, I always think different venues, sort of different soundtracks. Pebble is crashing waves with Argyle sweaters. The Waste Management Phoenix Open, it's like a nightclub in Prague at about 2 in the morning.
And I've been to Prague too, yeah. Except Prague doesn't have the 700,000 people. It's the greatest gate. Some say the greatest show on grass. It really is. That 16th hole, I'll tell you just one quick little story. Tom Watson, in his heyday with the late Bruce Edwards on the bag, it was the one hole he changed his routine. He would get Bruce to go ahead to the tee, all those people around, and he'd just say, give me the club and hit it. It was the one time he broke tradition. It's absolute frenzy at Scottsdale. That's a good shot, and more importantly too, a green in regulation, so birdie chance.
Yeah, that's a good putt. A birdie here at 1. And he moves to 2 under for his round, 12 under all told. Wow, a day's worth of breathtaking shots, Frank, from the players and the Pacific Ocean. There it is, and this begins that beautiful 7-hole stretch along the ocean. Short, par 4, 4th hole.
And this is also where some of these decisions become quite critical. Do you try and drive this green 330 yards to the front? Or do you worry about that little pop bunker on that left side, which is about 250 yards to get over it? Because that's what narrows this fairway down. But it plays uphill.
And that one looked good for a while, but it's going to get gobbled up by that bunker. Yeah, look out, kind of sculled that one, and that's going to be over the green and into the rough. is coming up roses for our leader. How about this? Holding it from off the green to extend that lead. Here we are at the first par 3 at Pebble Beach. It's the 189-yard fifth. This was redesigned late last century by the great Jack Nicklaus, who has so much rich history here at Pebble Beach. That was obviously well struck, but it came in a little too hot, and that one's going to run out and leave him a much longer birdie putt than he would have hoped for. This one's tracking on a very good line. Look out. Just short, but that is mission accomplished there. Very well done. That one finished off. It is a par here at 5, and he'll maintain that 4-shot lead. Frank, here we are, another good scoring opportunity, the dramatic par 5/6.
It's easy to have that view of Stillwater Cove on the right, but that, needless to say, is not the place to go. Those 5 bunkers down the left really determine your strategy off the tee. Plus, you're playing from elevation, nearly 20 yards extra off the tee. So that run out at 360 at the end of the fairway, believe me, that's in play.
Going to work this up that left-hand side. Beautiful tempo to that swing, and this is going to wind up squarely in the fairway. From the fairway, we check in with Noda.
Wonderful tee shot here. Biggest challenge is you cannot see the pin sitting on the green. You're going to have to pick out a point along the edge of the cliffs to get the ball on line.
Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Oh man, absolutely can do no wrong. Dialed in, and that is an eagle, and this is a spectacular round of golf. Moving on to the 106-yard par 3-7, one of the most beautiful holes in the world. Craggy rocks, blue skies, and the beckoning Pacific beyond. Absolutely breathtaking. Okay, safely aboard. Now this for another birdie. That one just lacking a little bit of pace, but not bad at all from there. Yep, well done. That's in for par here at 7. And he's going to maintain that substantial lead. From the famous par 3/7 to the equally famous par 4/8. Frank, what a hole.
It is, Rich, and it starts, in my opinion, the best 3 consecutive par 4s in golf. This one's a little bit of a blind tee shot. That white rock that's just up ahead, that's your line. If you hit it over the right side of that, your run out is about 250 yards. If you go a little left of that, you've got another 20 yards up your sleeve. But do not go further than that.
It all looks so simple when you're going good, doesn't it? And that is yet another solid drive. From the fairway, let's go to Noda.
Beautiful tee shot, great position looking at this green, and there are no easy options here. You got bunkers up the left, bunkers on the right. You have balls that are going to find their way into the penalty area. Requires precision execution.
This one going to require some pace back up the hill for birdie. Boy, that's a good stroke. Just a fraction off target, but you can't get the speed any better than that. Okay, that in for par here at the 8th. And he'll remain well in control of this tournament. We finished the front side with what is often considered the most difficult hole at Pebble Beach, 483-yard par 4 ninth, ocean all down the right, and bunkers and deep rough on the left. No room for error here. And now, problems there for our leader. That ball into the very thick stuff here off the tee. So now with the ball below his feet, got to be careful this doesn't go right.
Good shot. Safely on the green and a birdie chance.
Chance now for another birdie. Oh, that one read perfectly. It is a birdie here at the 9th. And the scorecard's looking pretty good after 9 holes. That's a 29 6 under par. Start of the inward half and another big and bold par 4, Frank, with the ocean yet again running the entire length of that right side.
Yeah, you call it the ocean, I call it the world's largest water hazard. But look again on the other side of the fairway and you'll see those 3 bunkers. Needless to say, they have to be avoided. But you do actually have to hit your tee shot just inside those because, once again, you've got a fairway that tilts left to right.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Second shot now, and has to be careful because that breeze can be tricky at his back. You don't want to overclub. This one has a chance to be close.
And here at the 10th, with the iron in hand, and hits it stone cold close.
5 feet now for birdie. Okay, well done. A couple of birdies here sandwiched around the turn at 9 and 10. And he continues to just build up a massive lead for the weekend. We head now to the 370-yard par 4 11th, where ideally you'd like to favor the left side of the fairway to open up the approach into one of the smallest greens at Pebble Beach.
Once again, another great tee shot. I'm starting to wonder, how low can you go? And the driving has been simply superb.
From the fairway nota, this is second.
He's got exactly 100 yards to the front, 112 to the hole. Swinging it great today. Would not surprise me if he stuck it close. That was the gap wedge. Just a bit late and gonna miss right.
Digs into the bunker, getting set to play the third shot. That came out soft, landed first on the fringe, kind of took some pace off, and that will leave a longish putt for par. The putter bails him out there. That's in for a par. And that's going to keep this large lead right where it is.
First par 3 now on the backside. Frank, this is sort of the forgotten hole, the 12th, 202 yards.
It is. It's in the corner of the golf course. If you look at the right side of the screen, it's very narrow, but that's actually the entry or the gateway. And the reason why I say that is that's the full width of the putting surface. If you're going to take the bunker on, you've got to carry the ball another 8 or 9 yards. But one thing in your favor is this hole plays 10 yards downhill.
This could be a good one. All right, you take those all day long. On the green, chance for birdie coming up. Now this for another birdie. You betcha. What a roll there. That is in for a birdie. And he's just continuing to pour it on here on this Friday. Here we are at Pebble's 13th 401-yard par 4 that some consider a bit of a breather on the course. Birdie is definitely a possibility here. The 13th here at Pebble Beach is sort of a forgotten hole. It's only 401 yards of par 4, but I promise you'll remember it if you make a birdie here, and you'll have a good chance if you put it in the correct position off the tee. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Tee shot found the fairway left. Now this, his second to the par 4. Mishit, wrong club. What happened there, Frank?
All of the above, maybe. It's a little bit of a head scratcher. It wasn't that hard a shot.
Well, all the elements of his game have been in sync today. A terrific shot right there.
It's all about getting it inside that 3-foot circle around the hole. That was a really nice shot.
Okay, safely in for par here at 13. And he'll remain at 18 under.
Frank, the 14th hole, par 5, it is one of the most difficult par 5s in championship golf, isn't it?
It certainly is, Rich. Not just because of the length of the hole, 570 plus yards, but reachable only really by the longest hitters in the right conditions. But it's the third shot. I've got to rank the third shot as probably the hardest short wedge shot, right up there with the 15th hole at Augusta.
Boy, the rhythm is definitely there today. Another wonderful tee shot. Well, just a good solid shot right there with that 3-wood, Frank.
That's an aggressive layup, really, trying to force that 3-wood down and get it as close as possible to the green. That's two good shots if you can't reach the par 5. Two good shots on this par 5, leaves that simple little chip, and that was beautifully played.
Chance now for another birdie. Easy does it there. It's a birdie at 14. He moves to 19 under for the tournament. Next up, the 393-yard par 4 15th. Tee shot in the fairway gives the players an excellent shot at birdie, but be careful losing it right onto that 17-mile drive. Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. So a big drive and not much needed to carry here for his second. Okay, sensible play right there, and that one on deck.
13 feet away.
Ah, the putter on point late here in the round. Birdie's at 14 and 15, and he gets it to 20 under par.
This is a really pretty hole, the par 4 16th. What's the right line here, Frank?
Well, if you want to pick out something in the horizon there, if you look closely down there, the tallest tree in the distance, that's sort of right bang in the middle of the fairway. You will not see your tee shot land and you won't see it run out, but that's the line.
Yeah, this not a terribly long hole, so precision off the tee is the key, and the iron is the right call there. Second shot straight ahead, and we go to Iona Stephen.
He's got 118 yards to the front of the green. 130 is the number to the flag. Pin on the right-hand side, so really looking for a fade in here if he can.
And a good approach shot, just not quite as close as what you'd like, but still solid.
He ran in a long one a moment ago. This as well from downtown for another birdie. Nope.
Well, like the old saying goes, never up, never in, and that definitely applies here.
Okay, that'll be a par here at 16, and he'll stay at 20 under. If you stop for just a moment, it can really hit you where you are and what's happened here. This 17th hole at Pebble Beach, the par 3. Jack with a 1-iron that hit the flagstick in 1972 on his way to winning the U.S. Open Championship. And then a decade later, Tom Watson from just long of the green, chipping in for a birdie to beat Jack Nicklaus. Yeah, history made here at the 17th hole. Okay, that one's dancing. Pretty big left to righter here for birdie. Yeah, that's not bad. He was hoping that would come down a little more, but that's a good effort. No problems there. That's a par here at 17. And he'll stay right where he is.
Frank, you don't need to say a whole lot. 18T, Pebble Beach.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful finishing hole, Rich. Two of my favorites really are this hole here, just looking at that tee shot, and the 18th at St. Andrews because of exactly where you are. But, you know, this hole when you look at the water there, Stillwater Cove, it's so beautifully framed by the bunkers. And then when you start to look at the tee shot, you start to notice what the designer's done, just leaving the tree there in the middle of the fairway. So the decision is, do I play short, left, or right? And it's not the only tree on the hole too, because that upcoming second shot, you have another tree short right to contend with. But if there's ever a hole you want a birdie to finish, this is the one.
Looking for a strong finishing kick here on this Friday to get set up for the weekend, and that another good drive here. Really hit that second shot on the button to this par 5, but Frank couldn't get it to stop.
Yeah, too good, too long, sadly.
Now this for another birdie. Yeah, that's a good putt there. It's a birdie at 18. And that is going to be a second round score of 61. Pretty incredible.